You're listening to Internationally Unfiltered, the podcast where nothing is off limits and everything is unfiltered.
Hi, everybody. What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Hola, familia.
What's up, guys? How you
What
doing?
number is this? Episode 9.
This is our 10th episode, actually.
Oh
Is
my
it?
god, is it?
It's our 10th one. We reached double digits. I said double numbers. Oh my god.
That's crazy. We've been doing this for 10 weeks.
Yeah. And
Wow.
2 months. 2 months.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So
Time flies when you're having fun.
it does.
It's so amazing.
So I feel like I could share it. I don't know. I think it'll be funny. Should I share it? What just happened?
Oh, yes, do it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. If you're
Okay.
comfortable with it, yeah.
All right, fuck it. So my birthday is tomorrow, the 18th. And before the ladies and I started recording, my two friends, Sammy and fucking Mandy, sent me a text like, hey, go check your mailbox. I checked my mailbox, and upon opening it, their birthday gift to me is quite interesting. They sent me a, what's a nice way to say it, guys? Can you guys help me out?
A bathroom friend.
A female pleasure device.
Everyone's like so nicely describing and there's me, a dildo. For all the Spanish people, speaker right here, un amigo en el baño.
Or we could just call it by, its actual name, the G-gasm Rabbit. God, that sounds
god.
It's so disgusting to even say it. Oh,
I'm
okay.
cringing.
It's so bad, but I appreciate the gift.
We got to watch her open it on camera, so it was everything.
Hopefully,
It's
they sent me the footage of it, so I'll probably show you guys later on. But
Yeah.
anyway, moving on. How are you guys doing?
Licked it.
How are you guys doing?
I'm really excited to get into this 4-part series. So for those of you that don't know, each episode from here on out for the next 4 times is going to just be like a deep dive into getting to know each one of us. So this week we are starting off with Beka. So each episode we're going to touch on kind of like 3 different topics, talk a little bit about that person's life, their career, and then like their personal life. So Vilma, Keishla, and myself, we all have some questions for Beka, and then I think we also have a question at the end from one of you guys. So I think the first topic we want to talk about is the life topic, life/family topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you ready for this, Beka?
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why. Like, the questions are so good, but I'm still, I don't know. It's just
Yeah, we made sure to like approve every question before coming on here. Obviously, like if one of us doesn't want to speak on something, you definitely don't have to. So Beka has already seen all the questions.
They're all good. They're good questions.
It'll be an interesting thing to get into, just so you guys can get to know us a little more, and we get to learn more about each other. So I think that's a really cool idea for us to do.
And it's so good because we can show that how different we are.
Mhm.
Like we're so different, but then we're so similar. But then there's things that we're like, oh wow, like yeah, like I wouldn't, or maybe I have done it a little differently. So it's
Like,
cool to see.
we're also the group of friends who like talk every single day, even if it's through a message. And I feel like in every pod, we learn something new about each other every single time. So I think that's really cool.
That's so true. I really, really love it.
I'm really excited to get into this, but yeah, let's get into the series.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. The first main topic that we're going to get into is about Beka's life. So my question for you, Beka, is, was there a moment in your life growing up that made a huge impact to how you are as a person now?
Yeah, I have a couple of moments. I remember that was kind of life-changing. But definitely the one I wanted to highlight is when I moved to the UK. So not many people know that I'm actually Hungarian. So I was born and raised in Hungary until I was 15. Then I moved to the United Kingdom, and my dad was living here already. My brother was living here already, and I was living in Hungary with my mom. So my parents are not divorced, but my dad decided to move here. So he lived here. So when I moved to the UK, I basically had to be alone, and I had to grow up very quickly because my dad was working all the time and my mum was back home. I'm in Hungary. So yeah, I think it changed me so much because all my friends, like when you're a teenager, all your friends are there for you, but when I moved here, I had no friends. I moved to the country where I barely spoke the language, so I barely understood what people are talking to me, or people could barely understand me. So I had to focus on getting my career, getting to schools and learn the language, and I was so caught up in everything that I didn't really have a teenage life or teenage years. So yeah, I think that was definitely a life-changing moment because it made me very ambitious and like career orientated. But luckily now, a few years in, I have friends and I obviously speak the language and all that. But yeah, it was kind of tough, but looking back now, I wouldn't change anything.
I think it's really cool that, you know, you were in this like transition, you know, so young in your life that you learned, you know, in a way to like grow up a little faster than like most people would. And
Absolutely.
and I can see now how it's really impact your life because like to like even though we're like the same age, almost pretty much, like I still see you as someone like much older, but like in a, I guess I would say like in a responsible way. I don't know how to really describe it,
Yeah,
but
I think my soul definitely sort of aged. Because even though I had my dad here and he gave me his full support and everything, one, he's a man, so like he won't be there as like a mom would be there for you, but I had to like cook and wash my stuff and things like this just made me grow up.
yeah, but you know something, you're still one of the dopest girls I know, so
Yeah.
So that kind of like comes along with my next question that I had for you, Becca. So mine is, do you have a good relationship with your family, or are there things that you wish were different? And then also to kind of add on to that, if you're comfortable with like sharing, like, you know, you're like, if you have any siblings and all of that, I feel like that would be awesome for everyone to hear about.
Yeah, I have a really good relationship with my family. So 6 months after I moved here, my mom moved here as well. So all my family sort of reunited. I have an older brother, so we have quite a big age gap, but 8 years. But you could never tell that he's that much older. We were always very, very close. He's literally my best friend until today. And my mom and dad, I have quite young parents. They started early, that's how they like to say it. So they are basically best friends with me and my brother. So like we used to have house parties together, and even now, literally on my 18th birthday, I went out clubbing with my parents. So like honestly, they are very, very close to me. My brother is married, so my sister-in-law joined the family when I was 11, so basically she's my big sister now and very close with her as well. The only thing I would change would be that I'm only close with my very close family, so mom, dad and my brother, but like cousins and all those people, I'm not close to them. I mean, like I am, but not yet. I mean, no, I wouldn't say I'm close to them. So we all live all over the world. So some people live in the UK, some in Australia, some in the US. So like, yeah, wish I was closer to them, but I have a very close family, so I'm grateful for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like kind of relate with my parents being very like kind of best friends with me and my sisters now that we're older. So there's like nothing better than just being able to like hang out as adults with your parents. It's just like such a different vibe. So
it's so cool. I mean,
it's so fun.
They have such a different view on life, but but still agree with most of my things, and that's just amazing.
That's awesome. We love that. We love supportive parents.
I do.
Okay, and so like I feel like each question is going tied up to the next one. My question for you, Beka, is there a family or like a friend member, it could be either from Hungary or now from where you live now in the UK, that you go to for literally everything, like no matter what, through the good or the bad times, like that is your go-to person to talk to about anything and everything, no limits, no filter, just this is the person you trust?
I would definitely say my mom. She knows everything, so I literally have no secret with my mom, and that's amazing. But also my brother and sister-in-law. So I don't know, like I have a boy situation. I would call my sister-in-law and be like, oh my god, I'm going on a date, and then literally an hour later, oh no, never mind. So I would definitely say the three of them. I'm close to my dad, but he always gets to know the juicy stuff like 2-3 days later. So my go-to person is my mom, and then I would definitely go to my brother and sister-in-law. So yeah,
that's interesting, because I don't know why I thought that you would go for your brother, because you constantly mention him, but I like that you have a really close, tight-knit relationship with your mom. I feel like most of us do that too and are like that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's so weird because my brother is so much older, so 8 years between us, so everyone would think that we are very far apart and just not getting on, and we never had an argument, like ever.
That's
never
crazy.
never ever. So that's just, I don't know, we have such a special bond, and yeah, it's crazy. Like we always mock each other and take the piss out of each other, but at the end of the day, I would literally go to hell for him. If he listens to us, don't get cocky.
I can relate to that a lot because it was like the same thing with my brother in a way. So that was pretty cool. So now we're gonna kind of like shift into your career, with your life and everything. So what made you want to go for the job that you have now? Besides money, obviously, because we all need a job and we all need money. But what was the actual motive for it?
Yeah, it's I actually love this question because you're gonna find out how crazy I am. So I'm sure it will come up later and I will explain what I'm doing in more details, but I'm working with offenders, and this was my childhood dream. So I was 10 years old, I remember this so vividly, or even younger actually. And that's when the CSI came in Hungary, and I stayed up. So it was only on once a week, and I could stay up to watch that because it was after 10 p.m. and I could stay up to watch it because my parents knew that I'm so obsessed with criminals and offenders and murders and stuff like that. So yeah, that was sort of my motivation, that I wanted to get to know the people who commit crimes better, because I think that they think those so differently than people who would never commit a crime. And I just wanted to, so this was definitely my motivation to help those people and understand them. And it's gonna sound so cheesy, but I want to do something for the society, and I think helping those who commit crimes and do the bad things and helping those can reduce criminal activity. So this is my biggest motivation besides the good money.
Honestly, I think that's really cool because a lot of people don't really care when it comes to I guess the personality of the criminal. So the fact that you want to go a little deeper with a case like that, I think that's so cool, and it's
Exactly.
honestly it's so badass. It's super badass.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. So people just label each other oh, that's a criminal, oh, that's a murderer, that's a, I don't know, the guy did the robbery or whatever, and you never thought why that dude actually got a gun and went out shooting. So I don't know, it's just, maybe it's just me, it's interesting, but I don't know, like understanding their mind also can help to reduce the possibility of it's happening again or to someone else.
I get it. You know, it's also like you're that kind of person that like you kind of want to understand more deep, like you want to get deeper with a person, like you want to understand like, you know, their ins and outs, but you want to understand like, you know, the reason why they do, you know, a certain thing. Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I don't like small talks, if that makes sense.
Oh, I know. I definitely know.
I think that it's so cool that you've kind of known, like, since you were little, what you've like what you want to do. I can't really relate. I feel like I still don't know what I want to do, but that also kind of keeps life interesting, I guess. I don't know. It's always just going to change for me.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested to know, so like, what is your actual current job and what do you do day to day in that job? And lastly, do you find that job challenging or are you kind of just like, I need more?
Okay, so I'm working in a probation office, well, actually 5 probation offices. So basically I'm working with high profile offenders, so the heavy guys, so like murderers and sex offenders and all like the serious people. And basically when they get out of prison after a longer sentence, you have to sort of get back to the society somehow, and we have to make sure that when they get out of prison they won't just go and get back to their criminal activity they did before. So sort of a rehabilitation, they went through prison, but also we have to continue it in community. So I'm working in, well, this environment where I'm helping them with education and finding jobs and basically just getting them used to like live a normal life again. So like, for example, they go to prison for 15-20 years and they get out and they actually don't know what's going on, so they completely isolated there in prison, obviously, and then they get out and then they have no idea what's going on. So I have to like sort of teach them how to live their everyday life, and I definitely find it challenging because every day is different, every offender is different, every crime is different, the way they think about life when they get out. So some of them will think that there is no way they're gonna get labeled forever and they're not gonna change and they go back to whatever they did before. So some of them you obviously can't help, but there are some guys who actually want to change and be a better person. And for those it's a bit easier, but yeah, I find it challenging. And yeah, my everyday tasks, you asked about that too, depends. So when a guy comes out of prison, I have to do sort of an assessment in prison, and then when they get out of prison, so like I have to check if what they think that they most likely gonna commit any crimes, or they think about the crime. So like I have to do like a sort of a psychological assessment, and yeah, from then it depends what they want to do. Some needs help with getting back to school or get some sort of certificates or work, or some just, I don't know, just want to just get back to community, like just know how to live life again.
Right. Are you talking to these guys on the phone, or how does that work?
So, well, during Corona, it's all on phone, but when we don't go through a pandemic, I have one-to-one assessments, so face-to-face. They come to my office, or I go to prison when they're still in, and yeah, I have one-to-one sessions with them. So because it's all like personal information and something that not many people can know, so it's just me and them,
right?
Basically.
That is so interesting to me. Like, have you ever had kind of just like, I guess, a bad experience with that?
Oh yeah, I mean, not some, so not many, but obviously there are guys who I have to be careful with. because of the offense they did before, or just generally. Like we have, for example, like military guys. So like if a guy who has military background kicks off, there's no way I'm stopping the guy. So I'm just like fucked basically. But yeah, I had a couple of like challenging situations, but I'm still here.
That is like the most exciting job I've ever heard of. So let me go back to my 9-to-5 desk job. Like, what? That's crazy, Beka.
Yeah, and it's so funny because people wouldn't think that I'm doing that type of job. Like I'm literally going in the office with my high heels and nice bag, and like, what you do? I'm working with murderers.
Oh my god, I fucking love it. Wow.
Like I said, like that's just so badass. Like you are just so badass.
No, I kind of love it.
I would be
People
so
don't
intimidated, but like you just walk in and you do your own thing. Like that's amazing. Yeah.
You have to own it. You have to be ballsy for this job for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
not for me.
Well, I mean, your job is fascinating per se, and I love it, and it's like a thrill ride.
Mhm.
And Beka looks like the kind of person who loves thrill rides. But I gotta ask this one:
Mhm.
your job's amazing. It's cool. I'm like proud of you for doing it. But I have to ask you, if you could go back and choose another career path, what would it be and why?
I wanted to be a neurologist for like 2-3 years. In my family, someone has a neurological disorder. It's not bad, but it's like a lifelong illness, and there is no cure for it. And I wanted to be the person who's gonna find the cure for it. So I wanted to basically be a neurologist. And I also love how the brain functions, obviously. So I love neuroscience at uni. This is, I think, something I would do. If I wouldn't do this job, I would be either a neurologist as a doctor or be a neuroscientist. And just...
I mean, that's fascinating, and like I'm mind blown actually, because, and this is like I'm stating this, please do not copyright the idea, because I feel like this is going to be my dissertation. I have a theory that, or a hypothesis, that everybody chooses their career path based on like past experiences. So it's funny that you say you wanted to be a neurologist based on a past experience due to your family. And I feel like everybody chooses their career path based on that. And like that's what I want to study for my dissertation. And I think it's really, really funny and exciting that you just said that.
Yeah, I think it definitely related. Definitely something. Because it's obviously a reason why you pick a job you want to do. So
Absolutely. You want to do something that you know of, or your experience.
Exactly.
I think it's so cool that you said, to be a neurosurgeon, because my aunt, like at some point, this was like, I was like really young, but I don't remember much of it. She wanted to be a neurosurgeon too. And I guess like, getting her education in DR, and then coming here and then learning everything again, or like, picking up where she left off. She never got to finish it because she's like, there's so much to learn. And she's like, even if you think that you have like all your knowledge on it, everything changes in a day. There's always something new the next time around. So, she ended up like going for a different field, but like, to the people who actually go for like, to be a neurosurgeon, I give it up to them, because that is.
I think it's
insane.
anything to do with like the brain and personality and like brain functions and all that. You have to learn so much. Like even like now, I obviously have a lot to learn. So I've only been in this job for like 5-6 years. I've been working with offenders. I was working in a mental health hospital before, but the mental health hospital was for offenders, so I was working with basically offenders since I'm working, and it's always something new to learn, always something new.
It's actually pretty cool. It's cool how like what you just talked about and then the job you have now, they kind of go hand in hand together. Like you still want to work with like the mind and how the mind goes. Like it's all hand in hand, and
absolutely,
that's so dope. So dope.
Also, the brain is basically the most complex organ in the whole human body. So I get it why it's like constantly changing, and that field of education is so uphill to study, and it's really complex. But I'm like fascinated that Beka wanted to do that. Do you want to pursue that in the like doctor's degree?
No. So I am gonna do my PhD on Black Lives Matter and racism and police brutality. So I more want to focus on criminology part. So the crimes, and I want to do terrorist profiling basically, because my master's is on profiling, and I want to be more specific on police brutality and terrorism.
You go, girl. I'm so fucking proud of you.
I don't even want to have an episode on myself anymore.
No, honestly, like, Beka, you're so badass that, like, it's just so fascinating that, like, even though, like, we have just this episode, like, I want to know more.
Me too.
Like, you could take over my slot, you know, for the Get to Know Us series. You could take my slot just so you could speak more.
Same.
It's crazy, but like that's why it's gonna be so good that we are so different and yet we go so well together.
It's like the most I've ever wanted to like work when it comes to, you know, criminals and stuff like that. I wanted to be a detective or like something out there, because, you know, I guess when you come from a family that's like half military, half cop, half this, like you kind of get drawn into it. But like now hearing Beka's side, I'm like, yeah, that's not me at all.
Yeah, I mean, no one in my family, my mom is a teacher, my dad is a mechanic, like my brother is an engineer, so they have like they never even wanted to do this sort of job. So yeah, I'm the
the fact that you're the first one is just super inspiring. So you go, girl. We're so proud of you again. So here's my last question. In another life, who would you want to be, or what would you want to be doing? Like if you could pick out, well, if you can like write it out in a script or something, like in another life, like what would you do?
It's gonna sound so weird. I actually thought about this question a lot, and you know what? I would be a monk.
What?
A monk. So I would literally like, because I want to help people all the time, but I would focus on like, I feel like my purpose is to help others regardless of like what's the background. And if I would be a monk, I could help people like the heart and just calming, and they have such a chilled life. They meditate, they help others, they share their views with the life, I mean with the people, like their views of life. I don't know, I would love it. It's actually on my bucket list to go to Thailand for 2 weeks and just leave all my electronics in a hotel or whatever, and then just live as a monk.
Count me in.
You're such a mood. Oh my god. But you're such a helpful person that it's just like, I knew that somehow this was, like an answer like this was gonna come from you. I just knew it. Because let someone ask me that question, I've been like, yeah, maybe, you know, another life I would have definitely been like a stripper, because I don't have the confidence to do that now. So like in another life I would have much more confidence. And fucking Beka here is like, you know, trying to improve the world, and I'm just, you know, trying to
honestly, it's so funny because I always joke with this, and I always say that, oh, I'm gonna be a stripper if my degree doesn't work out. So
I cannot pinpoint you. Like each answer just comes as a surprise, like back to back. Like I am living right now.
I feel like I would describe my personality. I'm like an onion. Like I have different layers.
Yeah, no shit. Wow. So Beka, what is your? I've like been dying to know this. But what does your daily routine consist of? And is each task intentional, or do you kind of just like go out throughout your day spontaneously?
Both. So I have sort of a daily routine that when I get up, so I go to the gym at 6 a.m. every morning. Like that's a new routine I'm doing, and I'm actually loving it. So I basically wake up, make my bed. I try to not go on my phone for like the first 20-25 minutes when I wake up. So it's sort of like I'm in a good mood. I'm a big believer of like a good start of your day will make you have a good day. So I wake up, I make my bed, I pick 3 affirmation cards. I read them and I'm sort of like thinking about the affirmation cards I picked. Then I'm going to get a coffee, and yeah, that's basically pretty much my morning. And then I get back from the gym. I do like an hour workout every day because I'm a psycho. Then I get back, shower, the usual stuff, breakfast, all that. Then if I have to do some food shopping, I usually do a week ahead food shopping. Then I cook lunch, because you guys say dinner or lunch.
Wait, what do you call lunch?
So we call lunch dinner, and we call dinner tea.
What?
Say more. Kill me. What? You said what now?
Yeah, so basically dinner/lunch. Okay. I'm cooking lunch. Let's just say lunch. Then I take Dante out for a walk or a run. It's usually an hour as well. And I obviously have to log into work, and if I have to do like emails and all that, like that's something that obviously depends on the day. But these are the things I always do. So like gym and cook and take the dog out. Those are like planned things. And yeah, that's the afternoon. And then every day I watch one episode of my favorite TV show with my mom. That's like kind of our thing. And while we're watching it, we have a coffee. It's just a little tradition we have. And then in the evenings, I write my gratitude journal. So like I every single evening before I go to bed, I write the 3 things I'm grateful for on that day. So it can be anything. And then I try to meditate every day, 10-15 minutes. Then I try to go to bed by midnight so I can wake up for my next morning.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
You can ask the questions.
Oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, where do you find your motivation to do all of that?
It's because I was in I don't want to like go into very deep because I don't want it to be like a 2 hours episode, but I was very down maybe like a year ago. I was in a toxic relationship and I just kind of lost myself. And that was when I discovered the twins as well. But I decided to change my mindset and decide to basically love myself and just do everything that makes me happy. And these kind of things like being organized and going to the gym and working out and just be positive and be like mindfulness and all that just makes me happy. So these keep me going. So basically I motivate myself with this.
You live the kind of, like when people like vlog their daily routine and it's so like put together and like productive, like that's how, like you literally live that life every day. And that's like the life that I dream about mentally. I'm like, I really want to live like that. And then I wake up and then I'm like, merp.
It's so funny because I always wanted to live like this, always. But I was never mentally prepared until I literally hit rock bottom. So like you have to be so down, literally on the floor where there's you can't be more depressed basically.
Right.
And then that's when you can stand up and be like, okay, so now I'm going to change my life.
That's incredible. Like, that's why I wanted to ask this question so bad, because just like seeing, you know, your snaps, like your routine throughout the day, like I've just always wondered like how you fit it all in like during the day. And I just feel like I need a life coach that can like walk me through.
And
these-
always and always like I always find something new. So now I'm transitioning to be vegan. That's Vilma's topic. I always like wanted to eat less meat, and I had to cut all milk and all that out of my life because of my skin. But now I'm going to cut out meat as well. I watched the Game Changers, and that was such an eye opener for me. Like,
Yes.
I'm doing it in my house.
If you are like wanting to transition even to like somewhat of a plant-based diet, or just want to eat healthier and like just learn more about it, definitely watch the Game Changers. That's one of the first things I did. Well, one of the first videos I watched, and right away I was like, okay. Speaking from like an athlete side, I definitely learned a lot about that.
It's that was my thing. So like, I have this health condition, so I had to get a blood test for my acne, and they said that basically my blood has so low level of oxygen that there is no cure for it. So like, there's no medication they can give it to you and that just fix itself. The guy was like, the doctor, I'm so stupid. The doctor said that you have to basically live healthier, so work out more and all that. And in this movie, they said that eating a plant-based diet basically opens your arteries more and you get more oxygen in your blood. And I was like, that's basically my issue. So this can solve my health issue.
Yeah. And you know, something, a little tip, if that is what you're dealing with now, beets actually help you.
I agree.
I'm not even kidding. Beets, and not canned beets, fresh beets. You can juice it. You can have it in your salad or saute it. But beets really do help for that aspect. So
yeah, I'll try it.
And it's fucking delicious too. Fucking delicious.
Also, I've been trying to transition too, but I'm doing a slow process. And so far, my friends have told me that I look way healthier physically than I ever did in my life. And I've tried different things, and like right now's when I look healthy. So it does definitely, like, plant-based diet definitely changes you for the better.
Yeah, and it's all the economics and all those benefits. Like, honestly, do it now.
Just getting a little sidetracked. I hate when people say like, oh, you know, to be a vegan or to be plant-based, it's so expensive, and I'm like,
oh no, it's not.
It's not. I mean, okay, let's be real. Some of the products are expensive, but if you know how to work your way around it, like without having to go for the expensive products, it's not hard to have a plant-based diet. It's definitely not hard to be vegan. You just have to know what works for you and your wallet.
Not sure in the US, but here in the UK, it's actually cheaper to be vegan because meat is quite expensive. So
I can agree here in New York, because at some point during COVID, we had like a meat shortage, or like they were saying that like meat was running out or whatever the fuck it was, and I'm like, thank God that's not my situation. I don't have to deal with that. I'm good with my beans.
Yeah. But anyways, what I was gonna say though is that I need to move at least half a year with Beka, because I love when like her lifestyle, this whole idea of like affirmation cards in the morning, and then time to write in a journal at the end of the day. Like, I love that, and I feel like that's so positive and healthy mentally wise. So I definitely feel like I should live with Beka in the UK for like half a year, and I feel like I would be completely changed.
It changed my life. So the way I was viewing life when I was younger, I was basically just chasing everything, but I could never get it. But now I'm taking everything slowly and with a positive mindset. And if something's not working out, because obviously like life is not shit and giggles, so sometimes things don't work out, and that's fine. And it's just how you view life, and that's completely fine. If something's not working out, that's fine. Something is better gonna come.
Because that's fine. You said that's fine. Times I'm like, that's fine.
That's fine. Guess what? That's fine.
Okay, so Becca,
Mhm.
my final question for you. And like I'm really interested to ask you this, and I don't know what your answer is going to be, and I can't wait to hear it. But do you believe in a past life or in reincarnation? And if so, who or what do you think you were in a past life?
Okay, I do believe in it. I do believe in it. I don't know much about it. This is actually something that I'm discovering sort of now. I have this like stupid theory that I was a Latina before, or somewhere a Mexican or someone from there, because okay, so I listen to Latin music. I basically like I was watching like Spanish and all that, these like TV shows, and no one in my family even listened to that type of music. Like when I say no one, not even my grandparents, like literally no one. So there is like no other explanation that I'm taking it from somewhere, and that's my only explanation basically. Yeah.
Well, you know something? I know for a fact in another life you were definitely Latina, and who knows, maybe in another life we were definitely cousins or like
maybe.
I feel like in this group, like me, you, and like the rest of the girls, I feel like we were all just like somehow related in another life. We were all related. Maybe in this life, me and Keishla are related, but in another life, we were definitely all related.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know why I feel like in a past life, Madison and I were definitely sisters or brothers or something like that.
Definitely.
No,
I was gonna say
you and Madison were definitely married. Yeah, we're definitely married. Married. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Y'all were definitely married. And then
I'll take it.
I can say the same for you and Becca though.
No, Beka and me and Beka in this life, we are married.
I was gonna say that we are continuing it in this life.
Like we are making it happen in this life. In the next life, we were probably like, you know, cousins or sisters. But in this life, oh no, baby, I'm taking all my chances. I'm marrying this bitch. It's too bad. I got dibs. Fuck off.
Make sure you know how to work that pink thing so we have a happy life.
Hey, let's keep it PG, please. Oh my god.
No one knows what the pink thing is.
Listen, I think they got an idea after we literally said it was pink in the beginning of the fucking episode.
Oh shit.
Hey, fuck it. YOLO. So, I think it's time that we head on to the Twitter question of the week.
Yeah.
Because y'all bitches were about to make this shit not PG-13. So
yeah, who wants to read the question?
I'll do it, but let's reel it back. So, Ms. Beka, this question comes from Livia. Her @ is OneDDT fan forever. So I'm assuming that she's a One Direction fan and a Dolan Twin fan. So her question, I love that. Her question is, what inspires Beka to write all this encourage-giving tweets? Because I love them. And she loves you too, Livia. And she'll tell you right now. Tell her.
Yeah.
Tell her you love her.
I love you. And thank you so much for this question. I was very excited for this question because I actually get so many DMs with these. So simply because that's something I tell myself. So when I tweet something to be like, hey, make today your day, that's something I actually tell myself. So I might as well just share it with my friends and whoever follows me on Twitter, because I don't know, sometimes I want to hear someone saying, hey, it's going to be okay. So I want to be that person. I want to be that person who you go to their page and be like, okay, so here is this tweet saying that everything's going to be fine. And then, I don't know, it's just a little hope I can give to people and just make their days better.
Honestly speaking, you have motivated the crap out of me with your tweets. There were times where like I physically and mentally I was so fucking drained, and like I'll stumble across your like tweets and I'm like, let me get off my ass because Beka said so. I'm gonna make today my bitch.
This is making me so happy because these are literally the reasons behind it.
I'm actually
I'm
curious.
not. Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Continue.
it's just no. I was just gonna say that like I'm not a huge wise person. I'm literally 25, so I'm not. Obviously, I don't have many years of experience behind me, but I think like the things I experienced when I was younger and a short like a few years just helped me get where I am today, and I know what I wanted to hear when I was younger. So yeah, here I am.
You're such a
Hearing
helpful
my way up.
person. You're a very helpful person, and like even if you don't think you're helping out a lot, trust me, you are. You like you could have like you could tweet something and it could probably like you can see like, oh, it sticks with like my mutuals or whatever, but a random person that you have no idea about, you don't know them, they don't know you, that tweet could have helped somebody out, and that's so special.
I know so many people reach out to me with this, and honestly, this is what motivates me, and this is where I get my positivity. And also, like, the law of attraction says that when you get something, you have to give it back. So I'm getting so much love and positivity, and I'm motivated every single day. So I get that from you guys, and giving back, I think this is my way of giving back.
I'm actually curious though. Do you tweet out your affirmation cards? Have you done that?
No, actually, I've never done that. Maybe I will start doing that. I was actually thinking the other day to take a picture of it and just tweet it.
If you know like where you got them from and you have a link, I would be interested in having that, and I'm sure maybe we could put in the description box.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
I actually like I am very interested in getting some of those. I want to like have this kind of routine start in my life, because I literally just wake up and I do like whatever I feel like doing, which usually ends up not being very productive. So
yeah, but that's why, because you basically have like no structure, because I was the same. So
Right.
you have to sort of force yourself. But yeah, I'm going to give all the links to where to start.
Yes.
And honestly, can I just say, like, this was a really good episode. Like, I really like this one. Like, I know, like, you know, most episodes I'm like, oh, this is really good, I love this one, and then we tell everyone like, oh, it was really good one. But this was a really, really good one, because like there were you know, aside from learning a lot about Beka, like I got to see her from a different aspect of like, she really is one of those people that is a healer, you know. And Keishla can understand, I'll translate in a bit, but like you're like the way you are as a person is a limpia, it's like a cleanse for people. And I think that is so refreshing that you bring so much like to everyone, no matter like where you are. Like it could be, you know, 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. Like you bring so much to people, and it's like you're not that kind of person that is looking to get things back. You just give it to give, and I think that is so like admirable about you.
I feel like I confirmed that Beka is a total 200% badass. I confirmed it.
She's like a badass with like a mixture of like an angel at the same time. But at the same time, if you fuck around and, you know, fuck her up, she would, you know, she'll put the paws on you.
Beka is literally like the type of person I need in my life currently. I feel like I'm in that like weird like quarantine stage where it's like some days I'm motivated, some days I'm not motivated, and if I don't have a routine, I do not do anything I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna hire Beka to be my
I wanted to say that like I'm kind of like a good mixture, that I'm very firm and like I'm very honest. So like I do
text me when I wake up and be like, Madison, have you done this? And I'll be like, no.
Yeah, I do speak my mind, and everyone thinks that, oh, she's so sweet and she's so positive, and like, no, I'm gonna tell you to fuck off if that's needed.
This is why I'm marrying her. This is exactly why I'm marrying Beka.
This is why we have her on the pod. Like
no. This is why I'm marrying her, because man, I feel like Beka can like be the sweetest person, but she would be the type to get me out of my ass. Like she would be like, listen, bitch, get the fuck up. And I'm like,
listen,
yes, ma'am.
If Beka was a man, she would rule the world.
Seriously. Well, she doesn't need to be a man. She doesn't need to be a
Nope.
man to rule the world.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this whole idea that men, like,
No.
the hierarchy, like, feminism is against it. Like, Taylor Swift made a song about that. I feel like that song is about Beka.
I get it. But still, Beka could rule the world if she wanted to. All I'm saying is, Beka, don't forget me when you're out there ruling. All right? Don't forget us.
I want
Like, be better watch out because Madison's coming for your girl.
Listen, I dare Madison. Madison's not going to Jared no more. It's Beka.
Excuse me, what did I do to deserve this? All I was saying is that I need someone like Becca in my life to help me through some hard shit. And here you are, Vilma, just attacking me and taking your ring back. Like, what did I do to deserve that?
Listen, I'm just letting you know, right?
from tomorrow.
I'm offended.
From tomorrow, I'm gonna message our group chat and be like, "Hey guys, do this, do that." I'm gonna send my affirmation cards and everything.
Oh, yes,
Amazing.
please.
Changing the lifestyle here.
You'd love that.
Oh man.
And if you kick somebody's ass on your job, please let us know too.
Yeah, let me know so I could watch. I don't even have to join. Like, I would just want to watch because I know Beka got this.
Yeah.
I just need to watch.
Yeah, you have to be like very firm. Like at my job, I can't be like, "Oh, just think positively." No, I have to be like, "You sit back down." So, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna go to the UK, stir up some shit just so you could do that to me. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, guys, I think we should just start signing out.
Yeah.
It's been fun, but now we gotta.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we'll just keep rambling and,
Yeah, we don't need that. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the love and support I always get under my tweets, and I will never stop that.
Please never stop because honestly, it inspires us and it inspires so many. And I know you're gonna go so fucking far in this life, the next one, the one after that. I know, you're just gonna fucking kill it every fucking chance that you get. So
Let's hope.
everyone, thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast. Next week's episode is going to be about the wonderful Keishla. You guys are gonna learn.
It's my turn. I feel like I'm gonna be so boring after Beka.
No, you won't
Nah,
be.
you're not. You're not. You're like the spiciest one of all. But
Yeah.
stay tuned for next week, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Wow.